So if you've been following my channel since I started it, you know that I am a huge fan of Fenix lights. In fact, I've lost count on how many Fenix reviews I've done at this point. Now, with that being said, there is a certain type of light that I like to carry to work every day. And those lights are what I like to call the flat flashlight. Now, I've done quite a few reviews on a lot of these flat flashlights. This is one of my all-time favorites, the Olight Arcfeld. I also did a review on this light from Monstrum. And pretty much throughout the whole year of 2025, I've been carrying this Lumen X2 Pro at work every day. In fact, you can see how bad this light has gotten beat up. Now, even though I really like this light, it's still pretty chunky for a flat flashlight. Well, I found out a few weeks ago that Fenix had a new light coming out, and that's what we're going to look at today, the Fenix E06R Pro. Now, we're not going to call this a review video because, well, I haven't even got this out of the box. In fact, the tape seal is still right there. So I'm going to open it up with you guys. We're going to look at it. Then we're going to go over all the features because this thing has a bunch of awesome features. But as far as the review goes, you're going to have to wait 4 to 6 weeks for that because I want to take this thing to work and beat the hell out of it before I come back and do a review. All right, we're over on the other bench and we're going to take a quick look at the packaging. Now, the one that I have is the orange color. I do believe there are 2 other colors. I'm going to go ahead and bring those up on the screen so you can check it out. Now, this has a max output of 1600 lumens and a max beam distance of 160 meters. And it does have a built-in 1650 milliamp battery. Now, this does have quite a few light modes on it. As far as the white light modes go, we have a spotlight and a floodlight. This also has a UV light and a red laser. And if we look here, it does have a 3D mood light ring. If we look here, it says it's got a neck-mounted switch and tail switch, and it does come with the limited lifetime warranty from Fenix. If we look here on the back of the package, it's got all the light modes with the output, the runtime, the distance, and the intensity. Everything is listed here on the back of the box. All right, I got my Definition Knives Copilot. Let's get this tape cut. All right, so far it's got a nice presentation. We got our light right here. I like that. We see it's already got a really nice belt clip on it. All right, here's the top of the light. There's what the side looks like. There's the back. So you do have a tail switch here, and you also have a switch here to turn it on. We've got our USB Type-C charging port. I just noticed that this is exposed, so we're definitely going to have to check and see what the waterproof rating is on this. I already showed you the belt clip, and there is the front of the light. All right, it does come with a USB to USB Type-C charging cable. It does come with a lanyard. So we do have some literature here. Got your warranty and your registration card. And then here we have our user manual. I'm not going to open this up. And it looks like that is everything in the box. All right, let's start going over how to use this light. So you do have 2 switches on here to turn it on. Now, if you lightly tap this one, this is going to give you the battery indicator. So it's flashing green right now, so it's got a pretty good charge on it right out of the box. Let's start going over this switch first. To turn the light on, you're going to hold this button for about a second. Okay, the light is on. So now we're on the spotlight. And to go through the 5 different brightness settings on the spotlight, you're just going to keep tapping this button. So we're going to tap it. There's our 2nd brightness level, our 3rd, our 4th, and our 5th. And now we're back to the lowest setting. Now, if we want to switch to our floodlight, we're going to hit this switch. Tap that. Now we're on the lowest setting on the floodlight. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Hit it again, we go back to the lowest setting. Now if you want to turn the light off, same button, you're going to hold it for about 2 seconds and it shuts off. Now this also has a strobe mode. I'm not going to point it directly at the camera, but if you want to get into the strobe mode with the light off, you're going to hold this button. Takes about 2 seconds and there's the strobe mode. Shut it off, hit the button again. Now if we look on this side, you've got your UV light. And to turn that on, you're going to hit the top button. And now we've got the UV light on. And to turn it off, just hit that button again. And right below your UV light button is your button for the laser. Same thing, hold that down, that will turn on the laser. Turn it off, hold it, and it shuts off. Now what's super cool with this light, if you're holding this like tactical style and you want to turn your light on, you have a tail switch. So you're going to hit the button. Takes about a second for it to turn on. And if we look, we're on the spotlight, we're on the lowest setting. I'm going to go ahead and start cycling through those with the tail switch. Same as using this switch, you can go through all 5 brightness modes. And if you want to go to the floodlight, well, you're going to hit this button again, go to flood, same thing, use your tail switch, and you can cycle through all the brightness settings. Now, I'm not going to bore you with talking about all the brightness level settings, so I'm going to go ahead and put the specs up on the screen. That way you can see what each mode is putting out as far as lumens and candela and beam distance and all that, and what the runtime's like. Now this light also has the turbo mode, which is going to put you up to the 1600 lumens. To access that, you're going to turn the light on. It doesn't matter if you use this switch or the tail switch, but we'll go ahead and turn that on. Now you can see the light is on, and what you're going to do is take the tail switch, you're going to hold it down, and that puts you into turbo mode. That is bright. Now the last lighting feature we have to talk about is the mood ring. Now with the light completely shut off, you're going to double tap this button, and there it is. So now it's flashing red. We'll hit it again. Now it's flashing blue. You also have those lights here in the back of the light, which is pretty cool. Let's do it again. Now we're flashing between red, blue. I know there's one other mode I want to show you. There we go. And then there's that spinning mood ring. And you also have that here on the back of the light. This is super cool. Now, before we go outside to see how bright this light is, I want to talk about one major flaw for me already with this light, and that's going to be the belt clip. With a light like this, I want to be able to wear it on my hat. So they should have had a dual clip on here. That way you can mount this on your hat. So I'm going to reach out to Fenix. Not that I really have any pull over there, it'll probably do any good, but I would really like to see them come out with a dual clip that we could get off the website so we could actually wear this on our hat. I didn't even notice that till just now, but that's kind of a major goof up with this light. They should have definitely put a dual clip on this. All right, guys, it's late at night, but we got quite a bit of snow, so it's kind of bright out here. Now, you know the drill. If you've watched these light reviews before, that tree out there in front of us is about 40 yards away. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the spotlight mode. I've got that turned on. That's on the lowest setting. There's our second setting, our third, fourth, and fifth. And now let's go into turbo. And there is our turbo mode. All right, now we're going to test our floodlight. Now I've got it on the lowest setting, which I don't think we can see that yet. Let's go to setting 2. Starting to get a little bit there. Setting 3. setting 4, and setting 5, and now let's go into turbo. That's nice. That's a really nice beam. All right, now just for fun, let's see how bright our laser is. Oh wow. Okay. That's pretty good. All right, I was quite impressed with this outside. There are quite a few lights out there that are this size that are cranking out more lumens than candela, but for me, at my job, I don't need any more than 1600 lumens. And I love the fact that it does have the UV light built in, and the red laser does come in handy for me at work sometimes, because if I've got something up in a crawl space and I'm trying to show a customer, then I can shine that laser on what I'm talking about so they don't have to climb up in there and look at it. So I do use the laser quite a bit at work. One thing I did forget to talk about were the dimensions on this. So this has an overall length of 4.84 inches. It's 1.22 inches wide, and it's only 0.75 inches tall. Now there are two cons with this light, and they're going to be two pretty big cons for me with my job. One we already talked about, the belt clip. This really needed to be a dual clip or a reversible clip, whatever you want to call it, but I really would have liked to see them put that on this light. I don't know why they didn't do that. So hopefully maybe we can get them to offer that as an option on their website to order a clip, because it looks like you've got two screws holding that on, so we could just take those off and swap them out for a reversible clip. And the second con, this only has an IP66 rating. So basically, you're not going to be able to submerge this light. And me being a plumber, there is a high chance that I will end up dropping this into a sump pit or something. So we're just going to have to see how that goes. If you're not familiar what IP66 means, it basically means it's heavy rainproof and dustproof, but you're not going to be able to submerge the light. So we're just going to have to see how this goes. Like I said, I'm going to have two of these. So one of these is going to go to work with me for the next 4 to 6 weeks. And when I bring it back, it's definitely not going to look as good as it looks now. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.